Traveling is a means to success. Do subscribe Travel and Taste channel and like videos. For further videos, stay connected. Top St. Lucia's food and dishes to try when you are in St. Lucia. St. Lucia, the tropical paradise nestled between the Caribbean islands of Martinique to the north and St. Vincent to the south, is the only Caribbean island named after a woman. Fair Helen, or Helen of the West Indies, as she is more affectionately called, is world-renowned for her lush green vegetation, breathtaking waterfalls, scenic beaches, and warm and friendly people. St. Lucian cuisine is therefore a mixture of British, French, and Creole, which is our unique heritage from the mixture of British and French culture, and Indian, in influence brought here by the indentured labourers who were transported to the island from India. Green fig and saltfish. Green fig and saltfish are known as the national dish of St. Lucia. Rumour has it that saltfish, sometimes substituted with cod, was extremely affordable during the time of slavery and was purchased in bulk by slave owners to feed their slaves. This dish consists of stewed fish, which is usually sold dried and salted, with boiled green bananas, locally referred to as green figs. It would usually be served with fresh cucumber salad, avocado slices, carrots, and cabbage. The saltfish is stewed with tomatoes and lots of fresh green herbs, peppers, garlic, and onion. Smoked herring and breadfruit. Herring is sold after being dried and smoked. Breadfruit grows on tall trees and is round and green and rough on the outside while yellow and creamy on the inside. Breadfruit can be served boiled, fried, or roasted, and can be eaten on its own or prepared as a casserole or salad. For the purpose of this dish, the breadfruit is usually boiled, although others prefer it roasted. Similar to green fig and saltfish, this dish can be served with cucumber salad, avocado slices, and steamed or sautéed vegetables. Stewed pork and ground provisions. Pork is the meat of choice for St. Lucians and is served either stewed, baked, roasted, or barbecued. Various ground provisions, a term used in West Indian nations to describe traditional root vegetables, are usually available for purchase at local markets and supermarkets. Sweet potatoes, yam, and dasheen, and are boiled to be served with the stewed pork. Some other sides served with this dish would be green figs, breadfruit, plantain, etc. Mannish Water. If you are in search of a local gamey dish, then Mannish Water is your best bet. This is a soup made from various parts of a goat that are boiled with lots of spices. This dish is often associated with its stimulating qualities, which have led to its reputation as a dish for men. It is more commonly found in small countryside or out-of-town restaurants rather than city establishments. In addition to being served on its own, the dish can also be enjoyed with a side of vegetables or corn on the cob. Stewed chicken backs. This is an all-time favorite on the island. Chicken backs are one of the most affordable parts of the chicken and are commonly stewed in a rich, heavily flavored sauce with fresh local seasoning and served with rice and peas or ground provisions. Most people who enjoy this meal say that their favorite part is crushing the bones and savoring the rich flavors they have soaked up. Fish broth. Considered one of the most nutritious local meals, fish broth or fish soup, as it is sometimes referred to, can be cooked in one pot, as the locals call it, with vegetables and ground provisions, or it can be cooked to accompany a main meal. St. Lucia has several fishing villages, Choiseul, Dennery, and Ancy-la-Ray, just to name a few. You will note that most place names in St. Lucia are of French origin, as a result of being ruled by France 7 times. Fried Fish Roe. Sometimes boiled as an ingredient in a fish broth, the true experience of the flavor of fish roe is when it is seasoned and fried. The fried fish roe can be eaten plain or sometimes served and eaten with tartar sauce or garlic sauce. Fish roe is not as abundant as fish itself, primarily because when a fish-carrying roe is caught, the roe is often reserved for personal consumption by the fishermen or sold to close contacts who own restaurants. To cook them, just follow a fried fish recipe but substitute the fish with Fish Roe. Lamb neck bouillon. Bouillon is the Caribbean's equivalent of America's chicken soup. This dish is always included on the weekly lunch menu of most restaurants. A mouth-watering one pot of fall-off-the-bone lamb, vegetables, ground provisions, and flavored with fresh local seasoning. It is also a very satisfying meal and does not leave much room for eating anything else. Various types of meat, such as lamb, pigtail, and saltfish, can be used to make bouillon. These are among the more commonly used options. This recipe is for lamb but pigtail can be used in its place and the lentils are substituted for red beans. Pigtail and red bean bouillon. Pigtail and red bean bouillon is another favorite bouillon option made with salted pigtail or sometimes a combination of salted pigtail and ribs. This dish is very similar to lamb neck bouillon except for the meat and beans used. Coconut milk is sometimes used to perfect the texture and flavor of this dish. Paime. St. Lucia isn't only known for its main courses. It also boasts several local desserts. Paime is a Creole word for a dessert made with cornmeal, spices, coconut, and sometimes raisins. The mixture is placed in a green banana leaf, securely tied, and boiled till cooked. Although not an everyday item, bouillon is a favorite and highly anticipated dish on the menu for Creole Day celebrations. These celebrations take place on the last Sunday of October. Coupe. The Creole word for a local dessert is a type of coconut cake cut into squares and is usually available for purchase daily from local bakeries. However, it is still a dessert of choice for October Creole celebrations. Cocoa tea and dumplings. If you are a fan of chocolate tea, you will know this dish is a piece of heaven. Cocoa, the plant from which chocolate is made, is a very common plant in the south of the island. Many cocoa farmers sell cocoa pods. These are the yellow fruits with sweet fleshy seeds, which are usually dried under the sun and fermented to make the final product of cocoa sticks or chocolate. Cocoa sticks are created from dried ground seeds, along with various spices, and shaped either into individual square blocks or a small round log, packaged and sold to be utilized for baking or tea making. Once purchased, the preferred size is broken off and boiled with water to which spices, milk, and sugar are added to taste. Crab Callalloo. Crab hunting is a favorite pastime for many young St. Lucian men, particularly on rainy days when the catch tends to be plentiful. Once caught, the crabs are tied up with string, to prevent the crab from biting anyone, and are sold alive in a sack. The crab is usually fed only grass for a few days as a means of purging the crab before it is cooked. Once purified, the crab is cleaned, seasoned, and boiled in a large pot of callalloo leaves, potatoes, pumpkin, vegetables of choice, and fresh seasoning. Bakes and Accras. Bakes are flour-based dough, sometimes with the addition of powdered cinnamon for that extra flavor, which is fried till golden brown. Accras, sometimes referred to as fish cake, is shredded fish, more commonly saltfish or canned tuna, whipped into a batter with baking powder, flour, local fresh seasonings, and pepper to taste. The two go together like love and marriage. The bakes are typically cut open, and a fried accra is placed inside the cut. The two are then eaten together. Black pudding. Black pudding may be an acquired taste, but once you have identified your preferred local food joint with the right recipe, it will be challenging to not make indulging in this delight a weekend ritual. The pudding is made with either pig or cow blood, which is seasoned with fresh local spices. Sometimes, cracker crumbs are added to the mixture. It is then stuffed into the cleaned and sanitized intestines of a pig or cow and boiled. The final product has the resemblance of a sausage and tastes like superbly seasoned minced meat with a softer texture. Creole fish. Another common way of preparing fish is Creole style. This means with lots of local peppers, fresh seasonings, fresh tomatoes, and tomato sauce. Depending on preference, some people fry the seasoned fish and then use the fried fish to make a Creole sauce. Alternatively, the Creole sauce can be done by first sautéing the fresh ingredients and then adding the fish, leaving it to simmer till cooked to the perfect texture. Curried goat. Although curry is more affiliated with Indian cooking, this is an ingredient commonly used for the flavoring of meats in St. Lucia. Curried goat is usually served with rice, and coconut milk is used to cook the goat and provide a somewhat creamy texture and bring out the meat's flavor. Green fig salad. This salad is prepared in a similar manner to potato salad. Green bananas are boiled and cut into small pieces, and mixed with mixed vegetables, shredded saltfish, and mayonnaise. Freshly chopped herbs such as parsley and spring onions are added for more flavor. It is a favorite local side dish, especially when ching, and can accompany any type of meat. Cassava bread. In St. Lucia you can experiment with a number of different flavors of cassava including chocolate, cherry, and saltfish. These flavors and others are available at Place Cassava in Canaries, St. Lucia, which is a popular spot to pick up cassava bread. At Place Cassava and at other local spots you can indulge in freshly baked cassava every day of your vacation. Farine Pear. Farine is a byproduct of cassava. It is the fine dried remains of cassava after the natural juices have been removed. Mashed avocado would be combined with farine and rolled into a ball, after which it is ready to be eaten. This is not an everyday menu option, but is available during local Creole Day celebrations or any other activities that require local food to be on display or for purchase. Stewed opossum, Manicou. Opossum or Manicou, as it is locally called, has a similar appearance to the opossums originating from America. However, in St. Lucia these animals can be briefly spotted in the countryside, scampering across main roads in an attempt to avoid being accidentally run over. Stewed opossum is a delicacy and is usually available for purchase during local food fairs or cultural celebrations. Souse. Served with freshly grated cucumber salad, this dish is usually made with stewed pig trotters. This is not an everyday meal, but rather a meal available for purchase as a treat on a weekend or occasionally made at home. But it is a big hit for Creole Day celebrations, a must-have on every menu. Breadfruit balls. Boiled breadfruit is mashed and mixed with various seasonings, then rolled into a ball, coated with breadcrumbs, and baked. This is typically served as a side dish rather than a standalone meal. In addition, usually for Creole Day celebrations, each local company nominates a team member to bring one local dish. It is not uncommon for the individual who is responsible for bringing breadfruit to have it prepared in more than one way, including boiled, roasted, fried, breadfruit salad, and breadfruit balls. Lambi soup, Conch. The conch shell, which is home to somewhat of a sea slug, is a common seafood option for local BBQs. It is a beautiful glossy shell covered with various shades of peach and produces a unique sound when blown. It is commonly used by fish vendors to alert people of the sale of seafood, as well as a noisemaker at sports matches. The animal it houses, known locally as Lambi, Conch, is not only used to make soup but is also commonly grilled and served with a garlic sauce. Check before eat foodies. Do subscribe Travel and Taste channel and like videos. For further videos stay connected.